What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another lesson of our ultimate day trading starter kit. Why am I all over? I'm just hyped. I'm excited. It's been an awesome day in the market. It is February 1st. I actually traded this setup. It's a killer setup. It was a beautiful setup. So what I want to do is make a quick video and build this into the ultimate day trading starter kit, show you guys exactly how to trade it, how to manage your risk appropriately on it, all of that good stuff. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and dive into it real quick. Today we're going to be talking about the 5-minute reversal strategy. So get your piece of paper, get your pen, take some notes, and let's have some fun and let's get you guys up to speed. So next time you come across a setup like this, you know how to trade it, you know how to make some money. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. All right, so the ticker today was LODE. All right, so LODE had some news this morning. Small cap penny stock play. Out of the gate, nice big move to the upside. So one thing that we teach here, right? One thing that I tell you guys is we do not chase the breakouts. We do not chase your breakouts. I mean, just as a new trader, again, there's a lot of new traders. 95% of you guys are new traders, right? As a new trader, it's easy to get caught up in the FOMO and chasing stocks at the top. Now, when you're more experienced, those emotions don't play a factor. You understand what you're doing. It's not FOMO. You know how to trade breakouts and how to set stops and how to take profits, and you understand price action. That's when you guys can trade breakouts. But what do I like to explain to you guys, right? Wait for the breakout to occur. Healthy breakouts always have healthy pullbacks, right? And we can actually get in on these healthy pullbacks. They're a little bit more predictable. The risk is a little bit less than trading the breakouts, and the reward is so much higher. So what we're going to talk about here is LODE. How come I didn't buy the breakout and instead I waited for the pullback? And as I was being patient, I was disciplined, the stock set up really, really well for me, right? The stock gave us 3 to 4, actually 5 separate reasons to take this trade, which was 10 times better than buying a breakout, right? One reason to take the trade, breaking over a previous high. I had 5 separate reasons to take this trade, so the odds were more in my favor. I felt more confident and comfortable taking this trade. So again, LODE, we had some news. It was moving. It landed on my watch list, right? Landed on my watch list because, again, it met my pre-market stock selection criteria. So again, this stock, you know, on the 5-minute chart, just moving up, breaking over pre-market highs, moving up. Again, I don't know where the top is, right? Could it hit 325 and then dump? Absolutely. That's why I'm not trading it. Could it hit 350 and come back down to 3? Absolutely. That's why I'm not trading it, right? I'm waiting for the stock to pull back, right? I want to see the stock pull back, and then I will analyze the pullback, make sure it meets the criteria, and if I see fit, I will trade the stock, right? So I'm not touching LODE. We're starting to see we're getting some pullback here, right, on the 5-minute. So I'm like, all right, cool. Stock made its move, hit highs of 417. I'm looking to see where the stock can pull back to, right? Where's support? Where's resistance? Let's start looking at the technicals and let's try to gauge where we can make entries. So the first thing I notice is, okay, we got the 9 EMA at that time, the blue line right here, the 9 EMA right around $3. We also have the VWAP right around that 308. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we have some support right around $3. Natural support, right? $2, $3, $4, $5, $3.50, $4.50, $5.50, right? We have natural support at $3. What else do we have at $3 that I notice, right? When we talk about support and resistance in the extremes in price, right? Not looking at candle bodies, but looking at like wicks and looking at the upper shadows and the lower shadows, the extremes in the price. What do we notice there in pre-market, guys? What do we notice, right? We have that spiking high right here at $3. Now I'm looking over at my recording. You know, I'm recording this, obviously. I'm trying to see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay, cool. Because for a second, it was so small. I'm like, can they even see that upper shadow? I'm like, they're going to be like, where's this upper shadow at? But we can see it, all right? So right there at $3, great, right? We had the pre-market spiking high. We also have $3 natural support. We also have the 9 EMA, and we have the VWAP. So right there, we're building a lot of confidence, right? A lot of conviction, like, wow, there's a lot of good support that are separate from one another, right? that VWAP and the 9 EMA have nothing to do with one another. The natural support, the pre-market spiking high, they have nothing to do with one another. These are all separate reasons why this could be a good trade, right? We're trying to build as many separate reasons as possible. So $3 spiking high in pre-market. Natural support, 9 EMA and VWAP. Right there we have 4 separate reasons. I'm a big fib guy, right? I love fibs. So I'm going to take a Fibonacci retracement off this low, drag it up to the high just to see if it gives us more validation, right? Another separate reason to take the trade. So I can see that, all right, got our 50%, got our 61.8. We can utilize this if it is respected, just to give us that 5th separate reason to take a trade. But so far, we got 4, right? We have 4 separate reasons. It's looking pretty good. Why have we not taken the trade yet? Because we haven't gotten a confirmation that we're going to reverse and move higher. Right now, it's all out of, you know, the what if, right? If you're buying right here, what we're looking at on that candle, let's say it's real time right now, that candle's at 320. Why are we not buying there? Because it's all a what if. We're buying in anticipation, right? We need to wait for the confirmation, the validation to take that trade. So right now we're sitting back. We got a nice big increased volume move to the upside, right? Volume increase, followed along with the stock. That's beautiful. So one thing I'm thinking right now is, what if this is a beautiful 5-minute pullback for a possible reversal? What do we need to see for this to meet the criteria of that type of, you know, edge, that type of strategy? Well, we have the volume increase with the move to the upside. That's some criteria. We need to have at least 2 to 3 candles minimum pulling back. Again, we're talking the 5-minute chart. We're talking a 5-minute reversal strategy off of a pullback, right? So the stock's pulling back. We're on a 5-minute chart. We're looking to see if it's going to set up for a reversal. So we got the increased volume along the move up. We want to see decreased volume along the move down into a level of support, right? And again, we've determined support at $3 from the spiking high. It's natural, right? The VWAP, the 9 EMA. Now we have a fib as well that we're going to be looking at to see if a fib level holds, if it's respected. So that's some of the criteria moving into it. The last piece that we need to validate a 5-minute reversal is what? Is a doji. Okay, we need to see a doji form on a 5-minute chart with decreased volume, and then the first 5-minute candle to make a new high is going to be our entry, right? So at this point in time, I know the strategy. I'm educated on the setup. I know what needs to take place before I pull the trigger. And if all of that doesn't line up perfectly, I'm not trading this stock, right? So I'm still not in. I'm waiting for that perfect setup. If it doesn't set up, fuck, who cares? We'll get another setup later on in the day, right? So still sit back waiting, but I know what I want to see. I know how to trade it. I know what to expect. I'm just waiting for it to actually set up if it's going to. So boom, here's the close of that third 5-minute candle. What is beautiful? What is absolutely beautiful about this candle? Well, number one, it came down to the 9 EMA. Buyers were respecting the 9 EMA as support and they bought it up. They were respecting the $3 support. They bought it up. They're respecting that pre-market spiking high of $3. They're buying off that level. Buyers were so strong that they were able to push this stock back up to where it actually closed above the 50% fib. And by doing so, it formed a 5-minute doji still on decreased volume. So right now, I'm loving it, right? I'm like, you know what? I love it. We may have this 5-minute reversal. I'm looking to make a trade and I'm planning the trade, right? Size, stop loss, targets, all of these things I'm planning right now. How come I'm not buying it? Because there's still one piece left that hasn't happened. We still need to wait for the next 5-minute candle to make a new high to make our entries. So this candle high right here, $3.19. We can see up here at the top on TD, the high, $3.19. Let's just call it $3.20. So if the price hits $3.20, right, that's the next 5-minute candle to make a new high. That's where my entries would be. So I know that I would be long at $3.20. Where do I have to put my stops for this setup? Well, they need to go underneath the doji low. So right there is $2.95. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take it 2 pennies below. I'm going to put it at 293, just in case the next candle comes down right to the low and then pushes. I don't want to get prematurely stopped out, but I don't want to stop any further away than that 1 to 2 cents. So I'm looking at a 320 entry, right? And I have a 293 stop. So right there, I'm looking to risk about 27 cents, right? So now 27 cents times 2 is what? 54. We always want to find at least a 2-to-1 setup. So if I'm risking 27 cents, do I have potential to get 50 cents out of this trade? Well, from 320 to 370 is 50 cents. Where's our previous high for the possible retest? Back up at 417. Where's some natural resistance at? $4, but what am I really looking at? What am I looking at? I want to be smart. Maybe we don't get the 4. Maybe we don't get the 417, but maybe we can come back up here and retest 375 after a 350 break. So I'm thinking all these things. Where's my target, right? If I get the entry and I'm risking 27 cents, do I have the potential to get 54? I do, right? If we come back up here and retest 350, get a pop to 375, maybe 4, right? It's a nice pullback for the leg up. We have potential to get, 80, 90 cents possibly. So I know coming into it, the potential is there. Now, if there was so much resistance at 330, like so much resistance, and I'm only like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, 10 cents is pretty much all I would need. I need like to lock it up at, right? Because if I don't lock it up, I'm being greedy. There's a lot of resistance. Would that make sense? Risking 27 cents to make 10? No. But looking at the chart, we can clearly see that we have potential to get 80, 90 cents, maybe $1, right? So the potential is there. So coming into it, I know that at least there's potential for a 2-to-1. Does that mean I'm going to hold it and hold it until it gets 2-to-1? No. I'm going to still look at the level 2. Price action, volume, I'm going to scale every 10, 20 cents, right? I'm going to trade it properly. When I'm in the green, I'm staying in the green and I'm locking in money, right? So with that being said, there's potential for a 2-to-1 setup. That's great. That's beautiful. We're just simply waiting. So now that I know my risk, 27 cents, the last thing that I have to do is say, Josh, right? How much am I willing to lose, dollar amount, on this trade to see if I'm right? Because I don't have to be right. Yeah, there's 5 different reasons to take this trade. It's a beautiful setup, but the market's the market. I'm not always going to be right, and I have to realize that and have that mindset coming into it, because what if it's like I just jump in on 1,000 shares, right? I never asked myself, how much am I willing to lose? What if you're only willing to lose $100, right? But you jump in with 1,000 shares at that 27 cent loss. That's $270. So imagine that trade going against you, and you see you're down negative 200, negative 270. Your emotions are going to start messing with you because you weren't expecting that $270 loss. Now what? Now you're making emotional decisions, right? Let's be honest. You're going to make emotional decisions. Oh, I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. I was only cool with losing $100. I'm down 270. Oh, now I'm down 300, 400, 500. What do I do, right? If you come into it with the right mindset of how much am I willing to lose, you're going to be able to determine your size, right? So for me, I was willing to lose $150, right? I was willing to lose $200, $300. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, how much, right? 27 cents, 1,000 shares, 270, a little bit of slippage, worst case scenario, blah, 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 max $300 loss. I'm cool with that, right? I'm cool with losing $300. So I know if I get 1,000 shares and I risk that 27 cents, that's $270. I'm okay with that risk, right? I'm okay with losing $270. So I know how many shares I want. 1,000 shares, right? 1,000 shares. So now if I get stopped out and I lose 270, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I come into it with the mindset. But let's say you're like, I'm only willing to risk $100, right? $100. That means you can't get 1,000 shares. It means you can't get 500 shares. You need to be right around 400 shares, right? 400 shares, or if you're stopped out, you're not exceeding that risk. And that's how you're going to be able to execute a trade without any hesitation. If you get stopped out, you're not going to be butthurt. You're not going to be emotional. You're going to be like, you know what? It was a good setup. I did the right thing. I cut my loss. Let's see if there's another opportunity that presents itself, right? That's the mindset. That's how you think like a freaking professional, right? This is how professionals do this job. That's how you got to do the job, right? So that's everything you need to go through, everything that we've been talking about for the last 14 minutes, step by step by step, from the chart, analyzing it, the technicals, knowing the strategy, knowing the setup, getting in the mindset of a professional and building your plan. This is everything you have to do on every single setup no matter what, not just this one, but everything. So with that being said, let's see how the trade played out. I was willing to lose the money. I had my share size, all of that good stuff, waiting for the next 5-minute candle to make that new high, and I'm just waiting. Boom. Got my entry, right? 320 entry, and I actually held through that first 5-minute candle, and I was actually taking some profit. This right here kind of got me a little worrisome, right? The fact that it had came back down a little bit below the entry, I'm like, you know what? Next chance I get into a push, right? I'm going to go ahead and just take some profit over 330, 340, 350, right? And I'm going to play it every 10 cents. So we got over 340, I took 250 shares. We got over 350, I took 350 shares. Over 360, took 250 shares. We dipped back below the 10 cents, right? Because I was scaling it, right? So if we got over that, 330 mark, anything below 330, I'm out. It pushed over 340, right? Now we're trading in the 340s. Anything below 340, I'm cutting my position, I'm out. So I'm mentally scaling every 10 cents, every 10 cents, every 10 cents. But if it continued to push 360, 370, 380, I still have size and I can still take it every 10, 20 cents all the way up. Eventually, I did get stopped out. I closed my position. It resulted in a $300 profit. Guys, probably saying, well, hey, you said 2-to-1 setup, right? 2-to-1 would be a $600 return, right? But again, I'm not going to bag hold the stock and just sit here and be like, all right, I can't sell until it gets 80 cents. Can't sell. No, right? I analyzed the setup. It had potential for a 2-to-1 if everything worked out favorably, right? Just perfectly. And it was like, boom, 2-to-1 exit, great. But it's not always going to be perfect. But before jumping into the trade, I have to make sure it at least has the potential for a 2-to-1. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and bag hold until I get to a 2-to-1. I'm going to watch that time in sales. I'm going to watch the level 2, the price action. I'm going to scale it. If I'm in the green, I'm in the green, and I'm trading, I'm making money. If it gets to a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, great, right? But if not, I'm taking profit. I'm making money. So that's exactly what I did. I scaled it. I trailed that stop, bringing it up to break even every 10 cents. Eventually, I got stopped out. I made money, but before taking the trade, I was okay with the risk. I was okay with the setup. Everything was beautiful. We had 3 to 4. We had 5 separate reasons to take this trade. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. So again, move to the upside, increased volume, waiting for that pullback on decreased volume like we have. The 5-minute reversal strategy, you want to have at least 2 to 3 candles. All right, we're looking at the 5-minute chart. So at least 2 to 3 candles pulling back with decreased volume. The final candle to be a doji above a support level, right? So that last candle, it has to form a doji and it needs to be above a level of support, right? Whether that's a 9 EMA, whether that's the VWAP, whether that's natural support, a fib, whatever. The more reasons you have, the better. But it has to be a doji above a level of support, right? With decreasing volume. That is the criteria. Your entries are the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. Your stops are below the doji low. So in this case, 295, right? So you know how to make your entries. You know where to put your stops. You know how to properly take profit. This is the criteria of a 5-minute reversal strategy. This one happened to be beautiful. The fib, previous resistance, natural support, VWAP, 9 EMA. Guys, this is the ideal go-to 80-90% odds setup because you had so many reasons to take the trade, and all of those reasons were separate. So guys, 5-minute reversal strategy. Again, what to look for, the criteria, how to be patient, how to make your entries, where to put your stops, how to determine the size, all of that great stuff. So guys, again, add this to your book of strategies, paper trade it, back test it, get used to it, know what you're looking at, so the next time you're in your live account, you see a setup like this and you're like, my goodness, this is as beautiful as the one Josh was talking about. I know how to trade it. I'm comfortable. I'm confident. Let's go. Let's make some money. Let's be professional day traders. So guys, 5-minute reversal strategy. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you know the drill. Always hit me up. Send me an email, josh@alphadaytrading.com. I'm always here to help you out. answer any questions you have. So once again, 5-minute reversal strategy. Add it to your books. Study, study, study. Learn how to trade it. I love you guys. Until then, happy and safe trading.